Happy Comic-Con week, everybody. It is finally here. This is it. This is the week that the entire geek universe tilts on its axis and leans towards San Diego. Here on the show, we have covered the exclusives, we've covered the panels, and this week we are tackling the parties and the offsites, and we have the Geek Gatsby himself, Bernie Bregman, in the house to help us do just that. Stay tuned.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies. And now, here's Popcorn Talk's The Con Guy Comic-Con Prep Show.
Welcome, everybody, to the Con Guy Comic-Con Prep Show. This is it. This is our final show before Comic-Con. We are all jumping in some kind of mode of transportation and heading down this week. Bernie, when are you heading?
Wednesday morning. My team is already there starting to build our events.
All right. And
you have a team. That's so cool.
Have you seen the events he's putting out? We will be talking to him in just a second.
They're all over like the blogs and stuff, all the fan sites about things happening around there. They're like, you see Bernie's picture in front of like this epic poster with all these superheroes around him.
Yep.
Well, my name is Jim Fry. I am the managing editor here at the Con Guy Comic-Con Prep Show. Also, you can check us out at theconguy.com. Follow us on the Twitter, Instagram, and all those good stuff. Please follow us, Instagram us, like us, comment, and make us really happy. Anyways, we have the all-star panel. I always say that, but this is really an all-star panel when it comes to parties.
Guests.
We have impressive guests.
We keep on getting big people here. I mean, like...
Guys, I'm trying to lose weight.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
So who do we have this week with us? Let's go around the table.
Hi, my name's Derek. I am a contributor to theconguy.com.
I'm Katie, aka the Con Girl. You can find me on the Twitter. I've been actually very active on the Twitter the last few days.
Yeah.
So if you guys have been asking questions and stuff, it was probably me responding. But keep them coming. I'll be on the Twitter tonight. So if you guys ask a question, I'll try to answer.
Yep.
I am the Geek Gatsby, Bernie Bregman, the party thrower of note in the nerd world, along with my team, X-Levelent Experience Level Entertainment.
The partier in chief is what we know him
Yes,
as.
I like that. I like that a lot.
And on the couch, who do we have?
Hi, I'm Amanda. I'm the managing operations manager for LA Comic Con.
Which is exciting.
Yes.
We're so glad you're here today.
I love
Thanks for
LA
having
Comic Con
me.
so
Love it,
much.
yes.
Okay.
And I'm Cheeseman on the couch with conguy.com.
And Cheeseman, what do you have on your body? I guess your chest. I was about to say.
You know.
No, it's just kind of exciting.
We made new Conguy shirts for
They're
us to
very
wear
cool.
around Comic-Con. So we got the old Adam West logo here that we put the Conguy smile even on. It's very subtly there. And then over there with Jim, we have the Back to the Future looking logo where I've
And I'm
made
dressed
it
in
into the
iPhone.
Conguy.
Okay.
And then we're twinsies.
Yeah,
We need it on both camera shots.
Yeah, that's going to happen.
From
Really
every
good
angle.
job on those.
Yeah.
I really like those guys.
And
you.
in the booth, we have Ryan Nielsen, who's keeping us on target tonight and managing the show. Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you so much, you guys. Excited to talk San Diego Comic-Con, which I'm going to for the first time ever.
It's so exciting.
So
Virgin.
And you know what? Who else is also going for the first time ever? Amanda,
Yeah.
which is pretty
Yeah.
cool. Are you pretty excited?
I'm definitely excited.
Look at her.
There's
She's
a lot of
beaming.
emotions, right?
I'm working a lot of the events too. Thanks,
Yes.
Bernie.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Well, Bernie has quite a force there working for these things. I mean, because Bernie, you have a big presence at LA Comic-Con as well as San Diego Comic-Con.
Generally speaking, I've done a lot with Los Angeles Comic Con. We're looking at what else we could possibly do for this year, and I think that what we see in San Diego would be really cool to bring a San Diego Comic Con entity up to LA and maybe even to other parts of the country too. I think that'd be really cool because a lot of people don't get to experience San Diego Comic Con. It's like a very unique, and despite how many people do go, it's still super exclusive if you think about the totality of pop culture fans, right? So to be able to bring something from there that you only could have had there, and if we can figure out the right path to get to a couple of different places, I think that'd be pretty neat.
Well, I can't wait to talk with you about the parties that are coming because Bernie is throwing 3 of the biggest parties down at San Diego Comic-Con. And the partners that you have involved, it's so impressive. I mean, it was really impressive.
This is definitely a big springboard. I mean, I've done parties at Comic-Con for a couple years, but this is definitely the biggest scope by a large margin. And so essentially what happened was last year we did Ready Party 1. And I did 2 parties that year. Ready Party 1 was with one team, and then I did another one with a different team.
And Katie, you went to one of those.
Ready Party 1.
Ready Party 1, yes.
And when I was talking about them, and like both were successful in the sense that like a lot of people went, everybody had a great time, but they were totally different artistically, and they were totally different behind the scenes in the way the groups came together and how everybody worked. And in just talking about them in the week after, it was such a night and day difference that everyone noticed. Like they're like, you really loved the Wednesday night Ready Party one, and I'm like, that's one of the best events I've ever done. If not, like, we'll just take the Stanley birthday party and move it over here, and then I'll say Ready Party one's like the best event.
Yeah, you can't top the Stanley.
Yeah,
birthday
we
party.
just that's it's in a time capsule over there.
Yeah.
It's its own thing. And so it was like, okay, how do we do that, but more and bigger, and what would be? And so like one of the themes for this year, Awesome Mixer Volume 2, it was like part of our debrief of Ready Party 1. We're like, how would we follow that up? What would we want to do? What are the themes? And I was just thinking of different like sequel names and things that would be, you know, kind of a fun pun, and came up with Awesome Mixer Volume 2 with the little party mixer deal in there. And
Themed
that
around
was,
Guardians
like,
of the Galaxy.
which is like the party
Yes.
end of Marvel, right?
Exactly.
And then Ragnarok happened, which, you know, is very party in and of itself. So that was really kind of the design element for that one. And then we kicked around so many different ideas for what the other thing might be. Because it started off, we were going to do two. We were going to do Ready Party 1 and Awesome Mixer Volume 2 Wednesday, Thursday. And the venue came to us and basically said, look, we would really like to have you for 3 nights, you know, because there's other groups that have gone in there, but they didn't use the space. Not
This
only
is
as
Flux
like,
Nightclub?
Yeah, Flux Nightclub on 4th and Island. Just didn't use the space in the way that we did, and didn't like, despite, you know, different reaches and things, didn't like really pack in what we did. And they're like, well, how do we get you for 3 nights? And we're like, who the hell does 3 nights of like crazy?
That's
people
crazy
do
talk.
that?
I don't.
And then we're just like, well, I mean, I guess we could. And so here we are. And then along the way, you know, we got a lot of relationships for a long time, and was trying to find different ways of working with different groups. And you know, for a while it was like, is anything going to happen? And then all of a sudden, like, boom, everything's happening. We've got Farscape, we've got Stargate, we've got Crunchyroll, we've got Nerdist, like, and we had to punt on some things that would have been really, really cool, and hopefully we'll be able to like do all of that stuff next year in addition.
Nice.
But it was like so much so fast at one time, and we went, okay, this is like the max that we can squeeze in. So we have like absolutely squeezed so much into this one venue for 5 days. It's going to be bananas.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Have you slept very much in the past couple of weeks?
No. So no matter how good you might be at like planning ahead and doing your things, you can't account for the requests of others and what they're going to need and what you're going to need to do to scramble for that. So that's just like part and parcel of producing an event. It's always going to be, you know, people are going to forget something and then ask you at the last minute, just making an assumption. It's a communication thing, right? Or you even in group, like, our group will have conversations, and then like since we're all like doers, everyone thought someone did it, right? And then no one did it, and it's like, oh, we should call the venue and tell them we made a new floor plan, right?
Yeah.
And update their VIP people, like, you know, that kind of stuff. And so that's what the last few days has been, and also building all the sets, because what we do differently than everybody else in throwing a party. There's a million parties you can go to, but
We'll get to that in just a second.
right? But we do like really immersive design decor, and we really want to put you in that world.
Oh, yeah?
And so when you step into Flux Nightclub for Ready Party 1, you will step into the Oasis. You will step into Ogg's birthday party at the Distracted Globe dance floor. We'll have H's basement, right? The photo op this year, the photo booth is going to be Ludus. It's going to be the lockers. And it's in each locker is a different movie themed. Like you open it up and it's like a different like John Hughes movie or something. So like really
so cool.
thoughtfully taking things from Ready Player One and incorporating them into the party vibe.
It's almost like theme park design, you know?
A little bit, yeah. I would love if we could, you know, even come close to some of that someday. But that's definitely the kind of influence. And then we were thinking about a bunch of different themes, and we all kind of like we were doing these fun, colorful things. And we're like, we all want to do something dark. And so we were thinking like maybe we do a horror thing, and maybe we go get like a horror sponsorship or something. And that was an idea on the board for a bit. And then it became, well, we could also do fantasy. We're not really doing any fantasy. And then we're like, Well, horror and fantasy have a couple of intersections, and where do we end up? Oh, Stranger Things, which,
Best
by the way,
decision ever.
launched like a week and a half before Con. Perfect.
Yeah.
And it basically eclipsed and canceled the 4th of
kind of a
July
big
this
deal.
year.
Right? It was better than the 4th of July.
Yeah.
But my neighbors are still shooting off fireworks in case you missed 4th of July. I just
There were some that launched
The same
off when
with
I got
Katie's,
here.
yeah.
Oh, yeah?
They stopped.
They
but-
stopped finally?
Katie was
Okay.
freaking out. Her neighbors were having like a time.
Yeah.
No, tell us about the Upside Down.
So the Upside Down, there's now 3 seasons of
Because
Stranger
you are
Things.
partnered with a very big partner on this as well.
That is the first of the cool things that happened this year is Nerdist came on board, and
That's fantastic.
You know, it's so funny because our deck had gotten to Nerdist a bunch, very nicely done there.
Ryan's on top of things.
Yeah, like that bed. Nerdist had gotten our deck a couple of different ways, and like different. It's a surprisingly small community for how many people are involved in entertainment and stuff. And so they had seen our deck a couple of different times, and we had reached out, and then a good friend of mine that was working there doing video production for them is like, "Hey, look, you really got to talk to this guy." And they're like, "Okay, cool, we're gonna call him." One great phone conversation, and it's like we should definitely be working together, probably a lot. And so that ball started rolling, and like literally, I'd gotten off the phone with Nerdist, and the next day I got the email from Crunchyroll, and it was like, "Oh, okay, well." How does everybody get in the sandbox and play? There's got to be. I'm a big like rising tides lift all boats kind of a person, and so immediately it wasn't like who are we going to choose? It's how do we work with both of them and achieve what both of them want to do, and then that all worked out. And so we get both of them. We also get them doing daytime activations in our space. So Nerdist, I think the announcement was, maybe it happened today while I was busy working, or it'll be tomorrow. But they're going to do a tabletop kind of RPG thing at the venue.
I haven't seen that announcement yet. So tell us about it.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Well, I probably should stop there.
I'm looking it up right now,
Here
guys.
first.
But they are planning to do some kind of a Nerdist RPG thing over there,
And that's all- that's
that
all
would
at
be a
Flux,
great
too.
person to follow if you want to know about Nerdist, because she's their head of editorial right there. And then they're on Thursday, and then in between the end of the Nerdist activation and the start of our party, there is a Stargate Atlantis anniversary table read.
Wow.
I
did see that about
I
that.
knew
That's-
that you would be involved with this. Yes.
Well, I am Stargate's YouTube host,
Yep.
and so Jenny Stiven, who does all the PR stuff for the Stargate franchise and Buffy and a bunch of other stuff, is like just everybody knows Jenny, and that's where a lot of people had seen our stuff is like, oh yeah, we saw your stuff from Jenny, and I was like, great, awesome, and so they're doing a panel, but then they're also doing a table read, and it's a lost episode of Atlantis that had never aired. They've got a lot of the Atlantis cast. It's going to be way cool.
Yeah.
And they have some SG-1 cast that is there vis-a-vis Farscape that'll all be taking part in this table read. So you're going to have like Gary Jones, Christopher Heyerdahl, Jules State, Paul McGillian, Cam Mitchell. Why am I blanking? Ben Browder, thank you. Ben Browder will be there, and I'm lost on. There's a couple other people that were maybes, so I don't want to like say someone that isn't going to be there. But there was one of the big leads from Atlantis that last I checked was on the dock.
We were at a convention one time, and you did kind of lead one of the big Farscape panels that was there. I do remember that. So how does somebody take part in this daytime experience?
So Nerdist will post the information, but it's definitely going to be like free walk up as capacity allows. And then the Stargate table read is also a free event. You just have to reserve, and they'll allow people in as capacity allows. That's going to run 5:30 to 7 in the venue, and then our party starts at 8. But now you back it up and go, well, wait a minute. How do you go from Ready Player One to the Upside Down when you've got a group in there during the daytime and then a group in the twilight and then the party, right?
I was wondering that
Yeah,
actually,
so-
like, because this is some elaborate decor that you've got to switch
Drone,
around.
projecting drones.
No, we built hot sets. Yeah. Big stuff. Palace Arcade.
Seriously?
Yeah. When you enter the VIP, the entire entrance is going to be Castle Buyers.
Nice.
The whole entrance of the club is going to be a giant castle. It's going to be so cool.
Wow.
We'll also have the buyer's household with the lights.
That's nice.
And then we're borrowing elements from all the seasons. So we all rush watched season 3 like the day it dropped.
Of course.
Don't ruin the end. Don't ruin the end.
I will
Katie
not,
hasn't
I
seen
will
it.
not do that.
I've seen it now.
But I was very happy to see that Hopper was wearing short sleeves
Darian.
this season, and now I'm cosplaying him.
Yeah.
And also our band, the Flux Capacitors, was the Netflix band that played the Hawkins Fun Fair at the pier.
I
Did
was
you know that?
wondering
Really?
that.
Luke's
Yeah.
really good friends with the flux capacitors as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was wondering
Tyler.
that because I saw them and I was like, wait a second.
Yep.
Like, okay.
The shirt draws flux capacitors. So
Yeah.
but
So they gave us a little inside scoop too about what was going on, but we were already looking at trailers and things and what could we do. And so the dance floor is going to be the Hawkins pool.
that's so great.
It's going to be fun with I don't want to spoil all the decor stuff, but there's going to be a lot of really cool photo ops for everyone.
You could not have picked a better pop culture phenomenon right now to theme. That's fantastic.
It's been sold out for weeks,
Yeah.
and every time, people buy tickets early and then plans change and they don't go to San Diego. So I'm processing refunds all day, every day. And they don't last 20 minutes. People are refreshing the site.
Yeah.
And I'd waited until midway through the day so that I could process 10 of them all at once. And there'd be a little chunk in case people were looking for tickets. And I checked an hour later, they're all gone.
But you didn't stop there. You have a third night coming up.
Friday night. Friday night is Awesome Mixer Volume 2.
Nice.
So the one that we had wanted to do from the start as our follow-up, that's going to be our Friday night. And so a big Marvel theme. I actually brought a prop.
Oh, let's see it.
So I didn't plan this for the show. I brought this, and then I realized that I was wearing a Ready Player One shirt, and I had my Hopper in
you're
progress
representing all
cosplay.
three. Yeah.
So I'm representing all 3 of them.
Wait, we can't see it.
But
yeah,
I was going to
this,
say, yeah, you're going to have to
I thought he was like, I didn't plan this for the show. I just
Yeah.
always walk
There you
around
go.
with this.
so and this is what I'm going to show you is kind of indicative of the thoughtfulness with which we approach some of the things. So this is the Grandmaster Scepter from Thor Ragnarok, the thing he melts the dudes with. So that's cool in and of itself. I'm going to host as the Grandmaster because that just makes all the sense in the world,
Yeah.
right?
And if they
Yeah,
don't bring Jeff
totally
Goldblum back, that's a terrible
Right?
decision.
But it's not just the staff; it is also my microphone that I'll be
so
hosting
brilliant.
from all
That's
night.
awesome.
Inside of here, this is a Shure Wireless SM58, the gold standard of wireless mics. This was made for me by my good friend Igor, Mr. Pinsky Props. From the get-go, when we decided on Awesome Mixer, I said, okay, well, obviously I'm hosting as Goldblum, and the Scepter is going to be my microphone, and we made it happen.
So, are you going full Goldblum?
I'm going to go full Goldblum.
We wouldn't expect anything less.
I'm working on mannerisms and how I'm going to introduce people. But that's the most fun night in terms of talent. Have you
Yeah.
seen the lineup? Is
some of it, yeah.
so good. So Gigi Edgley from Farscape is going to perform. We'll have had the Farscape anniversary mixer before that party. And then Dan Fogler from Fantastic Beasts and The Walking Dead and Fanboys, he's going to perform with the band. And then this is so cool. So I have worked with Daryl DMC McDaniels a couple times in the past at Los Angeles Comic Con. He's a real good guy, and he makes comic books. He's got a publishing house, and he's working on his 4th graphic novel. I reached out and said, hey, if you're going to be at Comic Con, this is what I got going on. And I just wanted him to come out and do It's Tricky and Walk This Way, two
Yep.
big hits.
Yep.
I didn't want to take too much of his time, right? And then he performed with the band before and stuff, so he was comfortable. And he's like, man, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this right. We're going to do a 30-minute set, bring the DJ out and everything. So this is the only Comic-Con after party where you can see a Tony Award-winning performer and a rock and roll Hall of Famer on stage doing a full set.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
That I have to congratulate you. This is such a lineup you've got. And do you want to talk just for a second? Because it's a whole new company, right?
Yep. So, like I said, the experience was so great last year, and it was the truest sense of team. And anyone that's done collaborative projects, that you trial and error so many times before you find the right. Just think of a band and how many members you go through in a band before you find the right lineup. And so it was perfect, and everyone did 110%. Everyone's invested in it, and everyone had phenomenal ideas. It all worked worked perfectly. Everyone's skills balance each other. There's, it was awesome. And so we came together, the greater than the sum of our parts to form X-Levelent, Experience Level Entertainment. And so it's the combination of Damn Good Shindig, NerdBot, the Flux Capacitors, and Nerds Like Us.
Nice.
So we've got a lot of history on our own, bringing it together to form the super team. And taken on a super feat of 3 back-to-back-to-back full immersions.
That's awesome.
Through Comic-Con, and then I'm hosting a 4th one.
What? Where?
Comic-Con Radio asked me to host their Saturday night party at the Omnia. So it's I've got a free guest list for anyone that wants to hit me up. I will post it on Nerds Like Us, The Geek Gatsby, and my personal page. You guys can share it and just go on the list and sign up. They've
Sign
got,
us up right now.
Chantel Jeffries is going to be spinning Celebrity DJ, and they've got a bunch of cool stuff going on.
All right, but even though I know there's a wait list for the most part, if people want to get on the wait list, or possibly if they are any tickets left at any of the other 3 parties, where can they go?
There are still tickets for Ready Party 1 and Awesome Mixer Volume 2. Surprisingly, the one with like the biggest talent lineup, but it's Stranger Things. People just went bananas.
Stranger Things, you say.
Right?
Bye-bye,
We do
Stranger
actually have a cast member of Stranger Things is going to be there. Not in like a performing capacity, but I don't want to ruin anything, but one of season 3's central bad guys is going to be there.
Nice.
I'll leave it at that.
Be on the lookout.
And then, but there's no tickets for that. You can't even like sacrifice a cow to me. It's not going to work. I'm sorry. There's no sob story. Like, I can't even begin to tell you. The celebrity list for that is out of this world. Out of this world crazy.
So you're not going.
But you can get tickets for Ready Party 1. It is the definitive kickoff preview night party. And you can get tickets for Awesome Mixer Volume 2, which has, as we said, an amazing lineup at xlevelent.com.
Can you spell that?
Yes. X-Level, E-N-T for entertainment.
Perfect.
So X-Levelent. And we like that we created a word. Our parties are X-Levelent.
Love that. Love that. Bernie, that's exciting. You can always, if you ever find Bernie during San Diego Comic-Con, there's just like a swirl of activity around him, and he's always very exciting. But I do...
And he's a man of many
This year it'll be a
faces and
swirl of
costumes.
EMTs.
and IVs and everything else. How do you know Bernie? I just want to...
What's your story?
Yeah, what is your story?
Yeah, Bernie and I met 17 years ago, in fact, at Rocky.
Rocky Horror.
Yeah, and we have just been friends
Wow.
ever since.
When you were 5.
Yeah, they're both 5-year-olds. Daycare.
We
Bless
both
your
wish.
heart.
Yeah.
Bless your
So,
heart.
Amanda, you are the... can you remind me again, you're the
Manager of operations.
Manager of operations for LA Comic Con. I'm officially asking you right this second. Please come back either in September, or October, and talk to
Absolutely.
us about LA Comic Con.
Definitely.
Because that's one of our favorite shows. I mean, San
too.
Diego's my
Their,
most favorite
their
show.
office is down the block, by the way. This
Yeah,
is why I brought
literally-
Amanda.
Literally around the corner.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Oh, wow.
Awesome.
We should have you on all the time.
Yes.
Anytime.
Updates, LA Comic Con update segments.
But so how do you and Bernie know each other again?
Rocky
and
Horror
so, but
Picture
you guys have been involved with the con culture and the con world as well.
Yeah, I mean, we've kind of always done events together.
So Amanda stage managed like play productions and stuff like that.
fantastic.
And so when I started doing like the Comic Con parties and stuff, I was like, well, Amanda, you need to be my stage manager. And she did, especially the first year we had DMC and and she's running around like kicking ass and taking names, and DMC's manager is like calling out. He's like, "Y'all get out of Amanda's way now!" Like
that's what you need. That's
exactly.
Well, Amanda, thank you for coming on the show tonight, and we're so excited because this is your very first San Diego Comic Con that you'll be attending, right?
It is, yeah.
All right, so we are going to jump into this. Katie,
Yes.
You have a little bit of news for us, and then we're going to jump into the parties.
So first thing of news is that the professional badge renewal application is already up.
Oh my God.
Is that
Comic-Con
crazy?
this
It went
year.
up last week.
Yeah, I got the email last week about it. So if you are if you need to renew your registration, you need to apply. It'll tell you in an email whether or not you're due or not. And then if you're a new professional who's interested in applying, that is going up. I don't know when it's due though. Probably fast. Like last
It's
year it was
pretty
like the
quick.
end of the month.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy.
Not a long time.
Yeah.
And then
You don't have time to create and publish your
No.
comic book now.
No.
Or your screenplay, most likely.
Correct.
Would you believe I can't get a pro badge? I'm like as professional a nerd as there is.
Wait,
Yeah,
you know
and
what?
it's getting harder
But can we
because
talk
they
about it? It's
changed it.
getting a lot harder. We
is.
know a guy who was he was a development and acquisitions for a major film company, would not get a pro badge.
Yeah, they're changing it to comic
It's
focus.
comic book focused now,
so-
which means I'm probably out this year.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm good apparently. So, and then also, Nerd HQ was a huge thing for me. It was the first thing I ever got to experience at Comic-Con. So of course I've kind of been like trying to find out like what Zachary Levi's saying about it, and he actually did reply to someone's tweet about where can I see you dancing this year, and he said that he will not be there for the first time in 12 years.
It's very sad.
So it's very sad because I have a lot of very fun memories at Nerd HQ. I've got to meet him like 3 times, so I'm kind of.
But you know what?
Someone put me in touch with Zach Levi, and we'll fix that.
Yeah, here's the deal. We need to bring Zach. Levi back.
Shazam!
Yeah, we need to bring Zach.
we'll
Well,
get him
there's some Shazam offsites this
Yeah,
year.
there's the documentary. The documentary premiere.
This is
screening
like the
as well.
perfect year for him
Yeah.
to be right. You know what? Let's reach out. Let's say, hey, we miss you this year.
Yeah.
And there's a big piece of news here.
Yeah, so apparently Dragon Ball is attempting to set a Guinness World Record at Comic-Con. Fans are expected to gather on Wednesday, July 17th, so preview night, at 3:30 p.m., so pretty early for that, at the 2019 Dragon Ball World Adventure on the Marriott Marina Terrace. The first 1,000 participants to arrive on time will receive a free Dragon Ball scooter accessory to wear during the Guinness World Records attempt.
An accessory.
Yeah, and then it'll be led by the actor Sean Shamel. He's the English voice of Goku, so that's pretty awesome.
So
What are they going to do?
I
What
don't
is
know.
their
That's the
activity?
one
No,
thing
they have
I
I heard it's like going to be a Kamehameha thing.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
exactly
okay.
what it is, and someone's going to lead them. And
Kamehameha.
and this is pretty cool. It's the Marriott Manchester. It's got if you've seen the front of it so far, the whole front is Dragon Ball Z. It's really
They had a
decked
big
out.
thing last year too because of the movie that came out. So,
And you and your roommate are taking off early to get down there just to do this, right?
yeah, because our other hotel roommate is also a huge Dragon Ball fan. So we're gonna try to make it. We'll see what happens. But yeah, and they'll have people there from Guinness World Records because anytime you're attempting a world record, there have to be a representative there to prove
verify.
every verify thing, make sure it's legit. So yeah.
Is there any other news before we jump into the offsites here?
Scare Diego tickets, all those emails went out. If you did not get tickets, you got an email saying you did
I'm
not
in.
get tickets.
I am in.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Yeah. So I got the rejection email. And
Going to a
then-
movie by himself. Cool.
Yeah. And then all the
Real cool.
exclusive emails went out. So if you did apply for exclusives, go to the exclusives thing and check it out. Hopefully you would already know. But yeah, so those also went out as well. So yeah.
I think that's about it. And then real quick before we get into the parties, Derek,
Yes.
you have a lot of experience doing what we call ghosting Comic-Con.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Well, it's when
Do
you
we
don't.
want to tell everyone that? Like,
I guess we're supposed
you're
to.
outing him.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
to the security people.
No, but that's
No,
not.
no,
We're
no,
not
no,
talking
no,
about
no,
that.
not
No,
that,
no,
not
no,
that.
no. We're not talking about sneaking in. We're not
No,
talking
he
about
doesn't-
like buying scalp
Okay.
tickets.
Ghosting is doing Comic-Con
Yeah.
without a badge on the
Yeah.
outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not talking about like me going like
Going
invisible
rogue and-
like,
yeah.
phasing in like you know Ant-Man and the Wasp villain.
Ghost.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, not that. No, what we're talking about is when you don't have a badge, but you just go and enjoy the offsites, and maybe just soak up the vibe of the energy around downtown San Diego, which is still a lot of fun. As
There's
we all
nothing
know,
like it in the world.
it's true, and as we all know, like the tickets keep getting more and more expensive, and I don't like I qualified as a professional, but only the one who still has to buy the badge. So
I'd be happy with that.
yeah, well, I'm generally happy with that, but it was a lot to do every year, especially when one person in my office always like beats everybody else to the calendar to request that week off. Daryl. Yeah.
He called it. Yeah, he
Oh,
called it.
no.
That's
Okay.
You
okay.
suck, Daryl.
Daryl's a great guy, but he keeps taking that week of July off every year, and I'm like, okay, I can't pay the full price for a badge when I'm only going to be there 2 days.
Yeah.
So my wife
But
and
he's
I.
on Walking Dead, so you gotta let him.
That's true. My wife and I very often are just there, like enjoying everything around there. But there's so much great stuff in downtown San Diego during Comic-Con.
And hating
to
the lack of
still make it worth it.
bathrooms.
That's true. That's one of the downsides.
Yes.
Because you could be standing in line. You know, it looks like they'll tell you the estimate. Oh, the line's about 2 hours right now. I'm like, okay, we can handle that. Then it ends up being 4 hours. And a lot of those local businesses do not want to let people in to use their bathroom unless you buy something. And, you know, they should probably realize that there are over 100,000 people flooding downtown and bringing them business. And I don't know about you guys, but if a business just is nice to me, I'm very likely to come back and spend more money than if they say,
It's
no, you
funny
cannot
how
use our
that
bathroom
works.
unless you buy something. And then I'm like, okay, I'll buy something now. I'll pee in your bathroom, and I'm never coming back.
Let's not say the name of the business, but
I'm not naming
No,
anybody.
But last year there was a business which you were coming.
Cancel the Hyatt.
You were coming.
Cancel them.
You were
No,
coming.
Hyatt's great.
Derek was coming to meet us for dinner, and you just couldn't even.
That was crazy. Like they
They
wouldn't even let
you
me. They
walk
wouldn't let me
through the
walk
door.
into the restaurant to find you guys.
Yeah, I know. Which
This
is
guy was
bizarre.
like a bouncer out front with his arms crossed, but it wasn't a bar. It was a restaurant.
Yeah.
And he like all but said, "We don't serve your kind here" or something. I'm like,
You're pretty shady
what?
looking, though, Derek.
Yeah, apparently. I was mad. And I
That
was
was
like,
bizarre, yeah.
thanks a lot. I'm never coming here again, and I don't intend to.
I think
but
it's because
I'm not
they
going
had
to
a-
say their name here.
Don't say their name, but they had
No.
a free taco bar in the front. I think that's what it was.
Maybe, but nobody said that. He was just like, "No, you can't do that.
If
need
they
to
have
come
a
out and
free
find you."
taco
I'm
bar, like
goodness.
they're inviting people to not spend money with them.
For the record,
Yeah.
I am going back to them. I love that
Really?
restaurant. Yes.
I'm not going with you. Okay, but anyway, what were we talking about? We're going to talk about what you can do
Offsites.
outside.
All
All
right.
right, we've got tons of offsites. There are
Yes.
so many things, and they're like. There are activities, there are actual, we talked about all of these parties. There are always concerts and things that are scheduled during that weekend. There's a Back to the Future concert on Saturday night.
Galaxy Quest.
Yeah.
Galaxy
like-
Quest. I'm so excited about that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there's all kinds of stuff like this. It's still
20th anniversary. I
Yeah,
didn't
you can
realize
still
that.
do a bunch of cool stuff around San Diego, and you do have to watch because there are certain areas. Last year they started, I think it was last year they started doing this, blocking off just the actual street in front of the convention center, so you like can't go there without a badge. You just got to be mindful.
Harbor
of those
Avenue,
things.
yeah.
Yeah. But people still do crazy cosplay without badges and just show up to be.
You
in
can
the
just
area
show up
around
on
the-
that corner, Fifth and Harbor.
Yeah.
You can just hang out at the railroad crossing and like soak in the
It's
vibe
freaking
and
amazing.
the press and everything.
Yeah.
By the way, let's see. I like your idea of bringing some more of this type of stuff to LA Comic Con. So let's work on that. Let's get that there.
It's so, and I've thought a lot about like how to do those kinds of things, and part of it is just that the way San Diego is laid out as a downtown is
just-
very unique.
Yes.
It lends
There's
itself perfectly
few
to it.
like it. Of all the cons that I've been to, the only one that even rings close to that is probably Emerald City or PAX Northwest up in Seattle. So like the way that where their convention center is and all the different kinds of things that are around it and the walking distance and all that, like you can't do that in New York ever.
Well, can I ask you a question? Like, because you have a special name that you call Dragon Con.
Oh, yeah, Nerdy Gras?
Yeah, Nerdy Gras.
Or
No,
the
no.
Cosplay Alcohol and Sex Olympics?
That's what you called it.
Isn't that, I've also heard like
They're all accurate.
BarCon.
Yeah.
BarCon.
Yeah.
What's the party atmosphere like
BoozCon.
there? Before we're gonna jump
It's
in real
totally
quick here, guys.
a different, like, it's a party environment, but it's like way different. It's not these big productions like what happened in San Diego. It's basically like different groups will get to take over a ballroom at the hotel. Like there's multiple ballrooms, there's multiple parties every night and a line queue and everything. But at the end of the day, you're still partying in a ballroom. Like there's a stage, there's some lights, it's fun, good music.
All right.
But like it's not the same level.
I've not been there yet, and just the way you describe it, I can't wait to get there. All right, guys, let's jump into Wednesday night parties. We're starting with our parties first. Da-da! Parties. Cheeseman, have you taken a look at the party list? What do we have coming up on Wednesday?
Well, we have the Batman's
Yeah.
induction into the Comic-Con Museum Character Hall of Fame.
Yep. So, which, by the way, I just saw today is completely sold out.
It's sold out. Yeah, it's sold out. You
By the
can't
way,
go.
let me just say, we're
At
going
like
to
$150 tickets.
Yeah, it's,
250.
250
There
for
you
the main
go.
event.
And then there's an after party.
$50 for the after party.
All right, but by the way, half these things we're going to tell you are sold out, but you can still kind of like wait around, and you will probably get into it.
Yeah,
half of
sometimes
them.
there's standby lines and stuff like that.
Right.
So.
This next one though is maybe not sold out. What's the next one?
The Pop Insider San Diego Comic-Con kickoff. 7 to 10 p.m. Coin
Up
Op
at Theater Box?
game room.
Yes, that's is it what'd you say?
Is that up at the Theater Box part of the Legion M stuff?
Yes.
Yeah.
By the way, do you know about the Legion M stuff with they're taking over that theater and
Yes.
they have so much stuff, and we're going to go over a lot of but Legion M is the fan created production company, and they are hosting they have a theater that they are turning into like a production space for
Used to be
all
the
kinds of
Gaslamp
things.
16 for those of you that remember some Comic-Con events and things, but
Yep.
TCL has it now and they're kind of rejuvenating it, and this is the kind of grand reopening. It's very cool. I'm very excited.
And the last thing on Wednesday night,
Yeah. Where's the best place to be?
Ready Party One.
Ready Party One, baby.
Tickets still available.
Really,
Yes, they are.
I mean, let's be honest. There's not another party that's going to compete with that party. And I'm not just saying that because he's in the room, but it is the biggest party of the night. So I would encourage
It's
everyone
going
to
to be
check it out.
bananas. We'll have a DeLorean outside. It's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah.
You know, I'd actually marked that one on my list before I knew that it was Bernie's.
Well, we didn't know Bernie was
Yeah.
Bernie is like busy guy, so us getting him was
Yeah.
kind of a last minute thing today, and we're just super stoked. Katie,
Yes.
your favorite party of the weekend is the very next one on Thursday.
Just because it's something I never thought would ever be a
Yeah.
thing.
What is that?
But Wendys / IMDb Bacon Yacht Party on the IMD boat. I never say, do you say IMDb boat or do you say IMD boat?
I think they
How do
say
you s-
IMD
IMDb.
boat.
Okay, that's what I
IMD
thought.
boat.
Okay, IMD boat, right?
All
Okay.
right.
I think they
And it's
combined
a first ever fan party from 7:30 to 10:30 for Wendy's Bacon Fest, free Wendy's Bacon Fest, and dancing, giveaway, swag, and bacon.
It's kind of a weird
But
party.
the details haven't come out yet. It says to follow IMDb on Twitter, which I've been checking like literally every hour. Like I'm like, give me the details on this. So
And you want to go through a couple of them for us?
yeah, and then also on the IMDb boat, they're doing their Friday and Saturday night parties, which are free to the public, starting 7:30 p.m. And those are always like a long line, so you have to be there early.
And the boat is behind the convention center,
yes,
right there
correct,
in the water.
on the marina.
Yep.
You won't be able to miss it. There's a huge sign that says IMDb.
And they
on
usually
it.
have the big screens up there as well.
Yeah. And then they're having the Amazon Expanse party. Is that still?
Well, let's talk about the Amazon Expanse party. That's one of their many parties. Amazon has built a 60,000 square foot gigantic space,
Which looks amazing.
A friend of ours was down there.
Yes.
Seth was down there helping put it
really?
together. Yeah, we just saw Seth, and over there where they had the Jack Ryan event last year.
Yeah.
They love taking over that parking lot and building up there, and it's
Yeah.
the same company that does a lot of the builds up here in LA.
Yeah.
that does like the experiences over in Hollywood on like Vine and Hollywood.
Oh, yeah,
same,
yeah.
same group.
And they're huge.
And-
And they have like they have premieres. The premiere from
Yeah.
The Boys is there. They all
Yeah.
kinds of. Go ahead.
Cool. Last one I'll mention because I've been to it is the Supernatural Wayward Cocktails Party. I went to it a couple years ago. You've heard us talk about it, and it's fun. It's a fun, chill thing. You get free food. You get a couple drink vouchers. So like I think when I went, it was $50, but you got the free food, the 2 drinks, and they had raffles and swag bags. So it
It's
was fun.
77 is the cheapest ticket out, and it's
Okay.
sold out.
Yes.
The next level up is like 250,
Yeah.
which is still available, and then
Yeah.
and then 666. That $666
Yes.
is a
Whoa.
big sponsor ticket,
Yeah.
and you get
Yeah.
they make
a lot of
they
stuff.
give you their soul for
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah. But it was fun. It's a fun vibe.
yeah, I bought tickets to that too, as
Yeah.
everybody knows, and I missed
Yeah.
the party. I bought 4 tickets,
so
$200, and
sad.
missed the
Sad.
party.
No.
He took
I-
it surprisingly well.
I showed up as
He's
they're
still talking
closing
about
the
it
door. I can't
3
stop
years
talking
later.
about it. All right,
3 years
Derek, what
later.
else is on Thursday night?
Rave of Thrones, which has happened for the last few years, but that's it's a party where the DJ is Hodor, Christian Nairn.
Christian Aaron,
Yeah.
yep.
And then what else did I mark here? Of course, the Upside Down, hosted by Bernie Bregman. Thank you.
That's the one that has no tickets left, but go hang out outside just in case.
Just refresh your browser constantly
Yes.
until Comic-Con.
We will. So the intent for all of them is to have an oversell line. Like once people leave because there's no reentry, like if people are party hopping and early people take off, then we would want to be able to bring more people in that we're missing out. I don't know how that one's gonna work that night.
No problem.
If it's
Yes.
anything like the ice cream shop, it'll be
But-
at least 3 hours long. Yeah.
He's talking about the
Yeah, Stranger
Scoops
Things.
Ahoy,
Scoops Ahoy,
Pop-Up
yeah.
ice cream shop in
Baskin Robbins
Burbank.
shop.
Which-
Yeah.
by the
Depending on
way-
the time and the night, though, like we're not trying to jam people for money,
Yeah.
so it'll be like really cheap if there's not a lot of party left.
That's where you got this week, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
and-
was
oh, and
very
these-
exclusive, and the magnets.
Speaking
there.
of Upside Down, yes,
Yes.
we got these great things at the offsite here in Burbank this week. Derek, anything else?
There are other things going on, but those were the standouts to me.
Another big one,
Yeah.
if you guys are into fashion, and if you, Ashley Eckstein, the Her Universe
Yes.
Hot Topic Fashion Show in the Manchester Grand Hyatt. It's
Yes.
always a really cool event, and Ashley was on the San Diego Unofficial Blog podcast this week talking about it, and it's going to be a really cool event. And
Yeah.
if, for those of you who don't know Ashley Eckstein, she is such a good person, such a great heart. She came up through Disney and Star Wars, and she's got a heart for like helping empower women to get into geek culture, because it, for many years it was fanboys,
Yeah.
but like she's really kind of helping the girls to get into it. And I love Ashley Eckstein. She's
This is
fantastic.
the fifth year or so, right? Correct? Yeah.
And if you want to head down to Stone Brewing, World Bistro and Gardens, they're having I think it's their 6th annual HopCon.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
HopCon, it's tons and tons of beers. It's a great event. It's slightly Comic-Con related.
How
but
much is that one usually around?
$75. Jason Mewes.
That's a lot of beer.
Jason Mewes, what's this thing he has? His directorial debut.
Yeah, this is his directorial debut. I actually know something about this.
Tell
So
us.
our very own Roxy Stryer actually has a part in this movie, and it's her
very cool.
debut on a
Really?
feature film. Yeah, so we're really happy about that. Really excited for it.
For her.
Trejo's in that, right? And
Yep.
so Mewes is directing Kevin Smith and Trejo, and there's another big name in there
Kevin Smith. Stan Lee.
Yep.
Stan
from
Lee.
the great. What they had a Ouija board?
This is true.
Well, they would
Brian,
have been filming it some time ago, I'm sure.
Gina Carano, who is in
Yeah.
the new Mandalorian. She plays Kara. I don't know her last name. I interviewed her recently for an article. She's fantastic.
cool.
Very cool.
All right, so that is also on Thursday night. Also, Reddit is having a party. The Comic-Con subreddit is holding their annual meetup and party on Thursday at the Trailer Park, basement level, 835 Fifth Avenue, and Comic Book Legal Defenses.
Trailer Park sounds like where Reddit should be.
And of course, that's a free one, by the way.
Oh, my.
Big surprise. Hey, Reddit's got a little bit of some fun stuff going on there, but
Yeah.
but it's I know. Well, let's stick to positive stuff. I know. Let's not get Jim censored again. I've been censored before. So, Comic Book Legal Defense Funds,
Is
Comic
there a
Book
4chan
Welcome
party while we're at it? I'm just wondering. No 4chan party?
What is that?
4chan?
No.
Okay.
As far as I know,
I don't even know what that is.
it's okay, Jim.
Yeah,
All right.
don't worry about it.
Kick off Comic Con with comics' greatest creators at the Comic Book Legal Defense Fund's Comic Book Welcome Party. It is over at the Westgate Hotel Thursday, July 18th. $20 donation if you're not a member. We went to this not last year or the year before.
2 years ago, right?
2 years
and
ago.
it was at the Hilton?
Yeah, it's where I got to sit and talk with Marv Wolfman one-on-one,
Hey.
just sitting out there looking at it. Was just like so fantastic.
Yeah.
I love that event. All right, Friday. What do we got going on Friday, guys?
Lots of stuff again.
Yeah.
Let's see. Of course, we already mentioned the Awesome Mixer Volume 2 that Bernie's organizing.
Tickets available to this one. All right.
Correct. Let's see what else.
There's also the ABC, Disney, TV Studios, FX Networks, National Geographic Party. RSVP required. By the way, a lot
There's
of
a
these
lot
are
of these
RSVP.
we're not invited to.
Yeah.
These are all the
Yeah,
parties you're not
unless-
We
invited
should probably
to.
not even
Yeah,
mention
I was
the
gonna
ones
say,
that are
let's just not
invitation
mention the
only.
ones that are
I'm scribbling
invitational.
that out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm marking out this one.
Wait. Bernie, tell us about Stargate Command. That
Oh
party.
yeah, so Stargate. Well, Stargate. All the stars are going to be at our Awesome Mixer on Friday night. But they've got the table read is on Thursday, and then there's the Farscape parties on Friday. It's a private VIP party, but this is what's cool about it. So you can just go get an autograph from the Farscape stars because they wanted to have something for people that can't go into the con. So kind of to what you were talking about with ghosting. The Farscape party is designed so that if you are a fan but you couldn't get to the con, you have a chance to go do an autograph and a photo with Gigi Edgley and Ben Browder and Brian Henson, Rockney O'Bannon. And then after the autograph session, which is going to be like 45 minutes or an hour, it's a private party, a 2-hour party where you are hanging out, chilling, clinking glasses with the stars of your favorite show. So it's a really cool, very unique experience. And Gigi's going to perform at that, and it's going to be really cool.
Fantastic. And you mentioned the Amazon offsite. That's where they're
Yeah.
having the boys premiere on Friday night. And it is first come, first serve. It will be busy, but it's a giant space.
That show looks so good.
Oh my gosh, it looks amazing, doesn't
So
it?
excited.
All right, and you mentioned the Farscape 20th anniversary party. This we just talked about. But, and then there's this thing called the Polygon and TCL. They joined forces for a massive rooftop party. Never mind. The
That's all the Legion M stuff over,
Yes.
over at the theater box.
RSVP is full. All right,
Yeah.
But you can do the wait list.
Yeah, there's a wait list. Like we said, a lot of these you might be able to get in. All right, Saturday, July 20th. What are the parties, guys?
Okay, first off, during the day, Harry Potter Wizards Unite is having their first community day, which Pokemon Go has had these a number of times, and I guess they've released special rare
Yeah,
Pokemon are easier to find.
Last year they had they had special Pokemon that they
Yeah, so it's probably going to be some of the rarer foundables.
Yes.
And if you have been playing Wizards Unite, a thing came up today announcing that there's a new event like they had around across 4th of July weekend, there was the brilliant magical flora and fauna thing where you were finding more stuff, and they were like brilliant versions of things. They were like shiny. So this, we're probably going to see some of that. And what they advertise was it's some of Harry's personal belongings have been affected by the calamity. So, you might find his Quidditch jersey or his firebolt or something out there.
And if you
is
find
pretty
his
cool.
sock, you're free.
Yes.
All right. Katie, you were about to say something?
No, I think for the most part, I most of these we can't really go to.
The ones
because
that, the ones that are
More
kind
not invited.
the ones that you're not invited to, Amazon's Carnival Row filled up very quickly.
Yeah.
Entertainment Weekly, good luck.
Yeah.
National Geographic and Nerd Night, that was open to the public. It is now full, but there's a chance
brain
because
games.
their RSV
You
systems.
will wait in line for 3.5 hours to be
Yes.
there for 45 minutes.
Okay. We love you at Nat Geo, but okay. NBC Party, no. Star Wars: The Old Republic, San Diego Comic-Con Cantina did fill up, but they are accepting walk-ins. There's a standby line. The Cross Up 2 Ghostbusters Party at the Werewolf is not full yet, and they are still accepting reservations.
And no badge needed.
Yeah.
I RSVP'd today. And
Nice.
then the nighttime show at Legion M Lounge, which is hosted by Nickelodeon stars Stephen
Yeah.
Kramer,
That's cool.
Clickman, Mike
He's
Black,
hysterical.
Matt Walker, and Emmy-nominated writer Mike Glazer. It's like a comedy show. So
Yeah.
the Legion M Lounge is doing a lot of cool stuff. All right, and then Sunday, of course, there's the after party, PaceyCon being thrown
cool.
by the blog.
Yeah.
Not us, the other one.
From
Yeah,
6
the
to 8 if you
SDCC
are still
unofficial
in
blog.
San Diego.
All right, we got a
Love
little,
those guys. Love to
Yeah.
carry in the blog.
we got a
Yeah.
little bit of time left, guys. Let's talk about some of the biggest offsites, and there's so many offsites. All these will go
Yeah.
on our website tonight when we get home. But
I've also been tweeting about a lot of them.
Yes.
So.
Oh, good.
you already talked about the Amazon one.
Yeah,
Well, a
and the
little bit.
boys packed up, sold out like fast. Like the registration for the boys one filled up really fast. So I think that's going to be a really hard one to get into.
Mm-hmm.
But NBC is doing their huge thing that has all Brooklyn Nine-Nine, The Good Place, and Superstore, and they'll all have offsite experiences. I'm really excited about the Brooklyn Nine-Nine one, and you can pre-register for that. It does not guarantee you like to jump the line, but it's supposed to make the line shorter. We'll see. We'll see. But you can register for that at NBCSDCC.com, and then just fill out your information, and then they send you an email.
Is
And all
that,
that
is that registration kind of like what they had in years past, where you
Yeah.
sign up and it just kind of it helps you get through
It
the
helps
line
you
a little
get through
quicker?
a little bit quicker,
So you're not
yes.
registering there to do
Yes,
this stuff.
correct.
Yeah.
And Conan Con, right? I mean, it's not called that, but it should be.
At Spreckles
Yeah,
Theater.
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Oh,
also
but sorry. In addition to the NBC offsites, I think it's in the Hard Rock Cafe. They're transforming the little cafe in there to be like
Yes.
the IHOP from the Good Place, the international or
Very
the
cool.
interdimensional hole of pancakes.
yeah. And then
You understand if you watch the Good Place, but
then you can also pre-register for the FX one.
Yeah.
They're doing that. It is going to be a lot harder, I guess, because it made it sound like you have to pre-register for that. That's at fxsdcc.com. Super easy to remember. I'm doing it because I want to go to the American Horror Story one, but that's always right next to the convention center. The FX setup is always right next between the Hilton and the convention center. One thing I did want to say real quick though is that AMC is doing their dead quarters again, which is like the Walking Dead offsite, but they're also accepting non-perishable food donations for Feeding San Diego at the dead quarters. It says
That just sounds
SDCC.
like
But I
ripe
think-
for gross.
That looks cool.
Yeah,
I was
and-
very excited to see that hit Twitter today.
Yeah, the Orville experience.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Orville
yeah,
experience.
that looks so cool. You can
Yeah.
see Bordis's mustache.
Yeah.
It's gonna be and go on Twitter to the Orville Experience. I almost said .com. The Orville Experience, and you'll find more information. It's Friday and Saturday from 10 until 8. It's a museum. We will have props, costumes, models, and more.
Yeah, and sort of related to that is Jean-Luc Picard, the First Duty exhibit.
I think this is awesome.
Yeah, which is awesome. That's at the Michael J. Wolf Fine Arts, which is on 363 Fifth Avenue. It's free. It's 11 to 5 p. Wait, sorry, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Thursday to Saturday, and 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Sunday. But it's all
Yes.
kinds of props and costumes from Picard's whole career. So it sounds like there's stuff from, TNG and then stuff from the new Picard series previewing that. And you go through, and I think there's a place you can get like this Picard family crest pin there.
Can you get the wine? That's what I need to know.
I know that's everybody wants that.
Chateau Picard?
The Make It Sauvignon.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's
I've already made that joke. I will not stop.
two more things I have to shout out just
Yes.
because you guys know that I'll get excited about them. The Shazam fan offsite. Did not find out about that till today. There's going to be a Shazam
Yeah.
one. Super excited. They're doing like the Winter Carnival from the movie, so you can play games and win prizes. On top, they also have Pokemon Detective Pikachu experience.
That looks great. Yeah.
So it's an immersive walkthrough pop-up where you can like see Rhyme City. But the nice thing about these two is they are open on Wednesday. most of the offsites do not open until Thursday, but this one is actually open at 5 o'clock on Wednesday, both Shazam and
cool.
the Pokemon Detective Pikachu. So if you have something
They're
that you don't wanna
learning.
do. Yeah.
Everyone's in town
Yeah.
on Wednesday. And they
Yeah.
have nothing
Yeah.
to do.
Exactly.
preview
I think
night.
that's
And
good
so many of
call
them
on
shut
that.
down so early on
Yes.
Sundays too. This one is open. The Detective Pikachu thing is open until 7 p.m. on
Yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah.
The Pennyworth experience. Everybody, this is the new Alfred Pennyworth, based in the Batman world. If you go over to the Oxford Social Club at the Pendry San Diego Hotel, the experience will be open to the public from 11 to 5 on July 18th, and then those hours expand to 10 to 7 on the 19th and the 20th. It's a very cool interactive experience there as well. And let's kind of, and Practical Jokers who have taken over Petco Field for the past 2 or 3 years. Aren't they hilarious? They're going to do it again.
Trash TV, but Amanda loves it.
It's Petco. They're going to be in the by the way, the Petco Interactive Zone right across the bridge from the Hilton Bay front. There's a great big carnival there. Which
I know what
has
you're doing on Saturday.
Which the giant shark is coming back to promote Shark Week, which I'm really excited about. But there's so many things over there. The Practical Jokers will be there, but on Saturday they take over Petco Park again to have a great big party. Speaking of carnivals, did we talk about the great big the Fox
The
animation
Fox Fan Fair.
Yeah, tell us about. Do you know what that is?
A little bit. I mean, it's basically a big carnival they're setting up
With a
and
giant
it's-
Ferris wheel.
With a 70-foot Ferris wheel. They said, and it's mostly their animated shows: The Simpsons, Bob's Burgers, and the new one, Bless the Hearts. It's called. I think there was one other. Fox's animated shows, which are great, and they're talking about like some kind of giant size cornhole and like lots of carnival games that are like way bigger.
It's over there at
should
the
be
Children's
fun.
Museum. It's
Oh,
close
yeah.
to that.
Yeah. Thank you.
So
I couldn't remember the
we
location.
can't. We'd be remiss if we didn't mention the Adult Swim on the Green, the big festival they have all the time out behind. You can register now for tickets. I tried to register multiple times a day, but I kept getting shut down. I don't know why. Also, perhaps one of the best offsites they've had in the past years is something called for Westworld. And their HBO is bringing the Watchmen offsite this year. It's going to be 6th Avenue and Island Avenue, Petco Park, Home Plate Gate. It promises to be something just as good. So anything else, guys, as we zoom through?
It looks like the Twilight Zone experience
Yeah.
is sold out now.
Oh,
I just went on the
that's-
website, checked it out. It said sold out, but they're pretty cool. That was at Petco Park as well.
Oh, South Park is having a mini golf course along
South Park's
that's a
been
great
doing
idea.
some
Harbor
stuff.
Boulevard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which
Did
is
we
really
talk about
cool.
the Terminator and Arnold Schwarzenegger fan meetup yet?
Derek did, yeah.
No, I think we were just talking about it beforehand. I don't think we mentioned it on the show yet.
Yeah, on Thursday at the Hilton Bay Front Pool
Yeah.
Lounge from 3:15 to 4:15. And if you dress in Terminator cosplay, you get a free poster.
Yeah.
Also, one of the things I thought was really cool and is the Vikings cast is going to be at
Yeah.
Battle Axe training, so you can actually
That
go.
sounds so amazing.
Yeah, and Vikings, that show brings it at Comic Con. I mean, they burned a ship a few years ago, so
Yeah.
some of the cast is going
Burn
to
the
be
ship out of it.
So there's going to be the cast there throughout the day while at that event's going on, so you can meet some of the cast and throw axes, which is super popular right now.
Real quick, guys, we do at the end. Anything else?
The Marvel, did we talk about that?
I'm going to
one?
mention that the very final thing right
Okay.
there. Anything? Okay.
Okay, you go
Let me
ahead.
mention that back at Marvel is starting their I Love You 3000 tour. It starts at San Diego Comic-Con. It travels to 9 different cities, and then it ends at D23 in August. So it's going to be, they're kicking it off on the IMDb boat, or the IMD boat, with the Russo brothers, and they are promising special guests. So let's expect a little mini reunion and maybe some people that will be in Hall H on Saturday. The Vikings, the Outlander fans are having a meetup. The Bodega Gallery is going to be awesome. Galaxy Quest, you mentioned that over at the Symphony is being the film with live music is going to be done. That's just so amazing.
And I love that movie so much.
And we will be putting all of this
We
stuff.
get that stuff at the bowl, so but everyone else
Yes.
doesn't get something like
Yeah.
that. So it's really, really cool for the international fans that are coming to Comic Con,
Yes.
I
or
think-
even just people in San Diego. Like nobody else gets that, so it's
I think
really cool.
we have hit the biggest. Oh, the sci-fi. They have a karaoke bus going around, and
Yeah.
they have so
Yes,
much going on.
and the trivia trolley.
The
I've
trivia
seen that
trolley,
every year,
yes.
and I've never had the chance to actually get on it. So now that we have the info on where they actually start from, I'm going to try and do it this year.
Did they do the karaoke bus last year? I think.
Yes.
Yes, they did.
Yeah. Okay.
There's actually
Yes.
2 competing karaoke buses this year, which
Yeah.
is fantastic.
Damn, competitive karaoke.
The trolleys leave the Pendry Hotel at 550 J Street, and the bus leaves 740 J Street, the Union Co-work. Anyways, hop on those. There's so much going on, guys. We don't have time to go over all of it, but we will put it on the website. Bernie, Amanda, thank you guys so much for coming tonight. Bernie, we are so excited for what you have going on down in San Diego, and we're just so happy for you. This is fantastic.
Thank you guys so much, and please bring me an oxygen tank.
All right. All right, guys, you can find us here next week. We're doing an after show, believe it or not, on Monday night if we do survive. So we will see you then. You can find us here at theconguy.com. Follow us here on Twitter at theconguy.com.
All spelled out.
Yes, and where can we find everybody else?
I'm on Twitter at ConGuyDerek. I'm not on Twitter very often, but I usually am a lot more during Comic-Con.
He's getting better.
Yeah.
I'm Katie. You can find me on Twitter at Katie_Christine and on Instagram at Katie's Fairy Tale. I also have been very active on the Con Guys Twitter. So if
Keep
you guys
on
have
asking
any,
her questions.
If you guys have any more questions, anybody who's new to Comic-Con, just please hit me up. I've been trying to be answering your guys' questions. So if you have any more, please tweet.
I am the Geek Gatsby. You can find me at the Geek Gatsby on Instagram. You can find me at Nerds Like Us on Instagram and Twitter, and at XLevelant on everything.
I am Roland Yolen on Instagram.
Roland Yolen, that's awesome.
And I'm Cheeseman on the Couch. You can find me on Twitter at CheeseOnCouch and on theconguy.com.
All right, all this week, follow
I need
us.
one of those shirts.
Follow us on we'll get you one. We'll follow us on the Con Guy Twitter, on the Instagram. We will be answering questions. Katie's going to be on top of things. We got a lot going on. We will see you guys down at Comic-Con this week. Thank you guys. We'll see you down there.
Stay nerdy, my friends.
That's right.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
Views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.